What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Let's give it a second here while we get this up and running. Make sure everything's working here. All right. Of course, if you guys can hear me, just give me a 1 in the chat. Make sure that's working okay. Looks okay on my end, but you never know. So today we're going to be going over some Helium 10 tools, just going through essentially everything here and how to use it and when to use it, everything like that. There's a lot of good tools here. That's why I like Helium 10, just because it's pretty much just a one-stop shop anymore of um, of everything you need on Amazon, from product research to when you're actually selling, everything like that. Okay. And then after that, we're going to get through, we got 26 questions here from the Facebook group. Of course, guys, if you want to get first dibs on questions here in the Facebook group, make sure you guys hop in with the link down below. All right. And then in a second here, we'll be ready to get going. All right. So let's get to it. Okay. So Helium 10, guys, obviously, I use Helium 10 software. Doesn't mean you can't use Viral Launch, Jungle Scout for any of these tools, but I use Helium 10 pretty much exclusively now. So it's good to know kind of what tools are, everything like that, and how to use them, or when to use them is probably more important, because how to use them, you could just get in the tool and figure that out. So Black Box, I won't go too deep in this one, but Black Box here in Helium 10, this is for product research. I got so many videos on this that I wouldn't do it justice here about doing product research through Black Box. Obviously, when you have Black Box, you can get the Chrome extension up top here. They call it X-Ray, which will pop up sales when you're actually browsing through Amazon. So if you want more info on that, Amazon product research Cameron James, and you'll find plenty of resources there on YouTube. Trendster, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't use it too much, but essentially you can just find trends on Amazon, things that are essentially you could see that are moving up over time. I'm more of a fan of like Google Trends for that, and just like finding organic ideas on my own, and then cross-checking that with Google Trends to see if that something is becoming more, that keyword or whatever it is, that item is becoming more popular over time. Magnet tool here is nice just because we can throw in a keyword here and it will pop out a bunch of keywords here, essentially with search data that are relevant to limit squeezers. So we can get, we see a Spanish version of it here. We can sort by search volume here, and we could see, anything related to that. So kitchen gadgets, juicer machines, lemon squeezer, lemon, margarita machine, citrus juicer, related topics like that. So these are kind of the basics ones you guys probably already know about. The ones down below that I'll get to eventually are the ones that are more exciting. Cerebro is very nice because say you have a lemon squeezer, you want to essentially grab that, you want to see what keywords it's ranking for. This is great for that. Or if you're like building your listing, we can go grab this ASIN here, copy this, go back over to Cerebro, paste, get keywords. And there's a cool little trick here too I like to do. So this is like one of the top sellers for lemon squeezers. So I put organic rank 1 through 10 here. Okay, and apply filters for this. It's going to tell me by search volume, because they're ranking organically, right? What best keywords are for them, right? Essentially, what keywords are they getting the most sales from here? Okay, so this one's actually not doing as the best. Or was that a sponsored listing I clicked on? That was deals. So let's go to this one. This one's gonna give us way better results. So we want to find, so I'm doing this quickly, guys, but if you go to Helium 10 X-Ray and kind of see that they're selling the most, that's the ASIN you want to grab in your category, essentially, of competitors, because they're being ranking for all the keywords you want to rank from. I'll run with new search here. If you guys got any Helium 10 questions, just throw them in the chat there. I'll make sure to get to them for you guys. But I just want to show you a good example of this. So 1 through 10, hit by search volume. And we see here it's lemon squeezer has 70,000 in search volume, lemon juicer 17,000, 13,000. So these are like, if I was selling a lemon squeezer, this is like the LeBron James of lemon squeezers that I want to kind of replicate. And these are great keywords to start with for your listing, for getting SEO in there, as well as PPC, right? So starting some exact campaigns there. We go back to dashboard here, keep going down here. Frankenstein's really cool because you can make lists. So just like in Cerebro there, I essentially could click all the keywords I like, and then I can make them into a list, and then see limit squeezer right here. And then I can essentially remove duplicates, everything like that to, get into my listings, everything like that process. And then we have a long list of keywords here that we can put into our search terms as well in the back, which I believe is just generic keywords now for SEO. So that's really nice. Scribble's listing optimizer, so you can build out your listings here. Essentially, it's a good place to organize this. I use a Google Doc, but next time I'll probably be trying this from the fact of it will stay a little bit more organized. I can save it here instead of just opening up another Google Doc that I have thousands of. So it's just kind of nice to have everything in one place here, and it's a good tracker of making sure you're filling everything out. Index checker. So you can plug your ASIN back there and make sure you're indexing for keywords. So essentially, Amazon just saying like, yes, if you search this keyword, you will show up. Whether that's page 1 or page 10, you at least show up. Keyword tracker, this is kind of where it gets into into the good stuff here. So keyword tracker is one of my favorite tools there is. So it will literally track your organic rank for keywords. And this is how you know that you're making progress. Okay. So we see organic rank 1, 3, 2, 11 here, 3, 6. So essentially we want to see these green numbers because, if say we're ranked 30 for a lot of the keywords we like, because we're brand new, like that's normal, right? And we're doing all this stuff and we're spending money and investing time, but we're not seeing any sales increase. So that hurts, right? We might stop what we're doing. Okay. But you're not going to see any increase in sales from rank 30 to rank 20. No, you're not going to get sales increase until you're rank 3. But if you know you're moving forward, you're seeing these plus green numbers, you move from spot 13 to spot 11, you're doing something right. You may not get the reward yet, but it means keep doing what you're doing. And this is the best way to track that, to make sure you don't stop doing something that's working too soon. All right. Also, it gives you good goal incentives. Like if I start ranking for these keywords in the top 3 here, and I keep checking one off, I'm ranked 1 for this one now, I'm ranked 1 for this one now. Let's attack this keyword. Let's get to 1 right here. Okay, this is how you increase those sales while you sleep, those full priced organic sales. So this is like where I essentially get back there like every other day to see how I'm doing. Okay. So this is the real tracker for me to see how my progress is going, because organic ranking is my number 1 priority. Okay. Inventory protector essentially just sets limits to make sure people can't use more than 1 coupon. Refund genie. So this will see and go back in the back end to see if you have any reimbursements from Amazon that they're not giving you money for. I personally use another site for this, but I'd give this a shot for sure if you haven't already. Alerts. This will tell you essentially if there's a hijacker on your listing and give you an email to make sure you can go progress that or take care of that right away, which is fantastic. Profits is massive here. So profits will link up to your Amazon account and essentially tell you every day. So you put your cost of goods in there. So your cost of what your product cost, per unit, as well as the shipping cost per unit. And then it will spit out every single day. It'll take PPC, refunds, everything, and tell you what your profit is per day. This is fantastic because you need to know what's happening financially in your business every single day. So if you come back one day, you have 40% margins, you're like, sweet. Yes, everything's on track. Next day, you have 10% margins. You're like, what the hell happened? You can check this, right? This is a reminder every day, essentially, like to make sure that your machine is running smoothly and there's no hiccups that, is hidden on the back end of Amazon, in the financial reports and the payment processing reports, things like that, where essentially it's really hard to tell every day. You're not going to go back there every day. Where profits, you can check this every single day like you would your Amazon app. Okay. Follow up here. So this email automation tool, or essentially you can send follow-up emails to the buyer seller messaging of Amazon. This has become less powerful over the years. Only about 20% of people opt in for actual messages through Amazon, and you can't send website addresses back there. You can't sell emails, phone numbers. You really can't send any personal information here because Amazon wants to protect that for the customer and not drive anybody off of Amazon. But you can also do manage review requests back here. So you can actually, like you do in manage orders, go in the back end of manage orders and hit a manual review request. You can automate that through this tool here, which I think is the one thing you should be doing back there if you're doing anything. Actually, it's a must. You must be doing that. But there's another way to do that. I actually use seller.tools for this, their Chrome extension. you can let's see here. So this will actually, if you get this and you go into your manage order section, you can essentially click one button and it requests reviews for everybody, which is the strategy I like to use because it feels, instead of not seeing the review requests go through, I like to push a button and see, like, it's a dopamine tick essentially, right? 30 reviews just request, you're like, yeah, yeah, it feels good. Okay. Portals, this is a landing page builder. So you can drive external traffic to these pages and then to Amazon from there. So I use ClickFunnels for this, but if you have portals in here, might as well try that. You can also do if you have a Shopify store, you can get like something like Gem Pages, an app through Shopify to build your own landing pages. This would be great to start getting people on your email list, give them a lead magnet, such like a guide, 7 ways to keep your dog healthy if you're in the pet product niche, right? And essentially get people on your email list to start offering them deals, eventually ask for reviews if they purchased, things like that, okay? Learning Hub, so they have their own little course here, which I've heard good things about. They definitely talk about a lot of good things, but I don't know if they show you everything, but definitely a good spot to kind of get in there if you haven't had a paid course before. Market Tracker, Competitor Intelligence. So essentially, you could just track the market overall to see what kind of market share you are having. So if you're selling a lemon squeezer, you can see in the lemon squeezer market, I own 3% of that market or something like that, right? So you can essentially just track what's going on in the market in a more broad perspective. I personally don't use this too much, but I have clients that use it that love it because it's like, it's another goal. It's like, Cameron, I own 3% of the market right now. My goal is 10% by the end of the year, right? Which is really cool. I actually probably should use this a little bit more, but busy and I got the old school habit sometimes. Atomic, this is a tool you can automate your PPC and just have a better dashboard overall. This does cost extra money to upgrade your package, but if you're tired of PPC and you have the extra income per month to do this, I would definitely do it. Make sure you do PPC yourself for a little bit just to learn the process and then upgrade to this. Don't do it as a beginner. I'd learn the ways first, and then this will become even more handy because you know what you're doing. Now you just have a better tool to expand on what you're doing and save time. Inventory management, this is really nice too. So essentially you could put in your lead times here, put in how long it takes to be delivered, things like that, how many times you want to order per year. And then it links up to your Amazon account. And so it knows your sales velocity and it knows how much inventory you have left. So it's a good place to go and check what inventory you have left, as well as it can give you little dings and say, you need to order soon because you're running out of inventory by this date. Okay, so this is a great one to use. I think everybody should be using this one as well if they're not tracking on their own terms. Listing and Analyzer just goes through an Amazon listing and tells you if there's anything that can essentially be better, right? Based on their algorithm. I do this by eye just because I've had so much experience, but kind of a good little tool to see if there's anything basic you're missing. Audience. So I've never actually used this one, but it looks like, let's just go into it. I've actually never been back here. So you can create polls. Audience gives you instant access to shoppers ready to answer your most burning question. Is there demand for this product? What color is design? Okay, it's kind of like PickFu. Yeah, it's just through PickFu. Okay, so PickFu, if you don't know what this is, just let's go to it. So essentially you can split test to their audience of what design they like better, what colors they like better. Let's go to examples here. What packaging they like better, and people will go through and vote what they like best here. So this is a good way if you're like, I don't know what to start first. This is a good way to kind of get inside there and maybe even do it through Helium 10 here, which I've only used PickFu. I've never done it through here, but looks like it's powered by PickFu. So it'd be the same thing there. Amazon attribution. I don't know why I couldn't just say that word. I want to make sure my camera's not. Okay, it's just blocking the bottom one there. Okay, Amazon attribution understands the sales impacts of your Amazon marketing efforts. So essentially, you can make Amazon attribution links with your brand registered and essentially track how your external traffic is doing. So if you're running external traffic, definitely get in here. You'll have to do a little work on Amazon too for this, which would take a little bit more of an advanced video, but something that's important. If you're doing external traffic, get in here, and I'm sure Helium 10 can help you out with everything you need there. Listing Builder helps you build a listing, of course, and then Market Tracker 360. It just says, I know my head's blocking it here. Let's just move my head here. Ooh, just look at me move all around the screen. Look how fancy I am. So Market Tracker 360, just it looks like it's a better market tracker. I'm not sure. It says new improved competitor intelligence. So it's just a better version of this. So of course, if you're going to use this, just might as well go there to 360 then, because it's more improved, right? So put my face back there. Okay, guys, that's Helium 10 there. And we're going to get into Q&A questions here. Of course, if you need Helium 10, I do have a discount code down below in the description. I believe it's 6 months of 20% off, which is super nice. So make sure you get back there. If you're going to get it, just get the discount, right? But if you use something else, you're probably fine. Don't go buy multiple softwares. I would just, if you're going to make the switch to Helium 10, just cut off your old one and do the switch. But if you have like a yearly thing to Jungle Scout already, I just keep it. Jungle Scout's great as well. So they all do the same things pretty much. All right, so let's go to chat to see if there's anything Helium 10 related. I've got Shahid there. Hey, Cameron, I was just watching one of your videos on product research. You're really good at product research. Thank you. Taylor says hi. Tracy says hi. Pico says hi. Hello. Hey, Cameron, this is the internationalist. Hey, Cameron, need your help getting me set up. Let me know how much it is the mentorship. So the mentorship has different levels. DM me on Facebook, or if you go to the links down below, or go to CameronJames.com. Everything you need to there. So we do it by application only. We get on a call, make sure it's a good fit for both parties, where you kind of belong and what kind of help you need. So it's kind of on that basis. But yeah, welcome to sign up, and at least, if we're not the best fit, we'll at least tell you where we think is the best fit for you. Tracy V, Jungle Scout versus Helium 10, which one is better? Please advise. Thanks, James. Tracy, that's a great question. I personally like Helium 10 right now, just because I get to talk to him quite a bit. But Jungle Scout's great too. So that's ran by Greg Mercer, who's kind of a pioneer in this industry. So I fully trust both softwares. So if you already had Jungle Scout, I would just keep it. Okay. I think they're both fine. You just got to pick one, right? And kind of be the expert in that field. And then, you can always move on. They're just called different tools, right? So Helium 10 or Jungle Scout has pretty much all these tools as well. They're just called different things. So a little different interface. So you are okay if you have either one of those, but Jungle Scout and Helium 10 are my two favorites, I'd say right now. So you're good to go with either one of those. All right, let's get into Q&A here. So we have Emily Williams. Hi, I've been watching a lot of your videos, and I was wondering if you could possibly help me with a question. I'm launching my first product and have gotten through the listing process of where it says error code 5665. I submitted in the documentation. I've received an email back from Amazon stating they have approved my brand. I go back to my listing that is saved as driver. It keeps popping up the error code every time. Anything I'm doing wrong, or can you give me advice to get through the listing so I get my FNSKU? You might have to submit a case here, or maybe try logging in on incognito browser, so like a private browser. Sometimes this is like a cookie issue. Or potentially Amazon hasn't updated your account and you need to make a case to have them update that account. But I always try, incognito browsers first. I've contacted Amazon several times and the email said that my brand is approved and I can now create listings with ASINs. I have a UPC number purchased for GS1, which can be used same, right? A UPC number purchased for GS1, which can be used as the same, right? Same as what? Yeah, UPC and GS1 are the same thing, essentially. GS1 is just the one who creates the UPCs. Try the incognito browser. Otherwise, I would call Amazon like every single day to eventually find someone who can help you out with that problem. Yeah, because otherwise there's really nothing you could do because you're at the mercy of their support and their system. Yeah. Try a new browser, try incognito browser. You can try clearing your cookies and stuff and cache, things like that. And then otherwise, on top of that, I'd be calling every single day until I got results. Okay. Next, we got Oscar Leon. I sell a bundle of 3 things. My only 3-star review was because Amazon shipped it incomplete. 2 of the 3 parts were missing. Should I reach out to Amazon so they can do something about it? Like putting a comment, let me know that it was their fault, or should I message the CX myself? I would message the seller if you can, just to apologize on the behalf and offer to make it right by sending them a new part. You can also try to get this review removed. You can also reply to that review underneath your customer message or customer experience metrics, I believe it's called. Yes. Yeah, I believe I got that right. So you can actually go into the reviews and reply to make sure everybody knows that who are making decisions know that you're there to help and things like that. When you respond to a review, can everyone see it, or is that private? Everybody can see this. I just want to be read in the future to reply to a bad review so people know I actually care. Yep, exactly. You have the right thinking there. Oscar, how do you find U.S. manufacturers? What do you do when you want to find them? So Google has been the only way I've found U.S. manufacturers and getting on the phone. So going through Google, looking for manufacturers for the item I'm looking for, and then getting on the phone with them, sending out a ton of emails. The response rate's pretty low, so you have to be kind of, I wouldn't say pestering, but you have to follow up quite a bit. This is why Alibaba is so famous, because it's so much easier than any other way to find manufacturers. So Google's been my number one source for that, and just getting on the phone, making connections, and talking to a real live person to see if you get your foot in the door. Oscar Leon, when I target a negative keyword in my exact campaign, does that affect only my exact campaign on every campaign I have? No, it just affects the campaign that you put that in. So only the campaign and any ad groups you have underneath that campaign, which me personally, I never have more than one ad group anyways. Do I have to target it as a native campaign in every campaign, or the system is smart enough to do it? Um, there might be a way to do it over every campaign, but I do it campaign by campaign. And you don't need to put negative keywords in manual exact campaigns because they're exact. So you can literally just turn that keyword off. Negative keywords are for phrase, broad, and auto campaigns that hit on, they extend the search, right? So lemon squeezer, it can also hit on long handled lemon squeezer. And that's what you're doing. You're narrowing down the broader campaigns. Exact campaigns are only that exact phrase. So you don't need exact or negative keywords for there. You just turn the keyword off and that's essentially the same thing. Is it common if I restart my campaigns and start selling really well, but then a few days later I do it again and I don't see the same sales velocity? Yeah, that's pretty common because you get different results on different days. If they don't give you the time of day, so you just have a bad sales day and traffic day one day, well, it's not going to perform the same thing if you, or the same way if you have a good day, because it's all about momentum in that kind of sense. Yes, don't try to master the Amazon algorithm. It's too complicated. Just work on building your reviews, building your listing assets, increasing your conversion rate, and then when the conversion rate's healthy, driving traffic. And obviously tracking your organic keywords, things like that. Oscar's on a rampage today, so let's try to power through these to get someone else here. So let's say that after a week of running an auto loose match campaign, I am optimizing it and notice that the random keyword gives me 2 sales. That is when I should take that keyword in a manual exact campaign or give it more time to make sure it's actually a reliable keyword. So if it's got like 20 clicks and 2 sales, put it in an exact campaign. So it's all about, if it's a random keyword, it's got to have enough volume for me to put it somewhere else. So if it's got plenty, if it's not just like one impression, one click in one sale, I might ignore it just because it's like, well, that was just a freak coincidence. But if it's got, 300 impressions or 1,000 impressions and 10 clicks and 2 sales, that's going in an exact campaign every single time. And if you got lower end ones that are saying getting like 70 impressions, 2 clicks, 2 sales, I put those in a separate exact campaign that are, I just call them low volume exact campaigns. And I label them low volume because I know those are just low volume. And anything that's kind of too small to put in the bigger ones, I put in that low volume just to catch kind of the bottom end of keywords. What should I do with keywords that are very relevant to my product, have lots of clicks but not converting? Lower the bid or take them to a negative targeting campaign? I would lower the bid quite a bit. Depends on what the metrics are totally. But yeah, just work on conversion rate and eventually these keywords will start to click for you and then you can kind of reintroduce them. Oscar, so I'm doing auto loose match, substitutes, targeting, bad competition campaigns, all that, very specific and a bit more advanced. I've been restarting every campaign to sell more. Question is, should I restart every one of them, including the more advanced mentioned above, or just the ones that have been working? Just the ones that have been working, because you're going to bog yourself down. So just make new campaigns of the ones that have been working, and make it easy on yourself. When you say double down on what works on PPC and cut down on what doesn't, what do you mean? You mean lowering the bids or what exactly? So I'm talking about when you first start, there's going to be keywords, even if they're relevant, that you're not going to perform on because you're just not competitive enough to do this, Oscar. So what I mean by this is there may be like 3 keywords out of 10 that you thought would do well, but 3 are only doing well. So we keep bids there, we put them in their own campaigns, and we just increase the budget there to get more conversions there at a healthy price. Whether that's 40% ACoS at first, 20%, 60%, somewhere in that range, right? Especially when you're first launching. And then the 7 that aren't working, I lower the bids, right? If they're super relevant, I just lower the bids and kind of stifle them a bit because they're not working yet. So I rather, instead of getting clicks there and burning my $1.50 or whatever it is, I really spend that $1.50 on the ones that are working, because you want to be super efficient when you first start. Okay. Especially when you're limited with budget, things like that. So that's what I mean by that. Doesn't mean you can't get rid of keywords that are just not working. You could definitely do that. But if they're relevant to what I think is relevant, I'm just lowering bids and taking the keywords that are converting, putting their own campaigns, taking budget and bid prices away from what's not working yet and allocating it to what is working. Okay. Because every extra sale, 1 or 2 a week, 4 or 5 a week when you first start, is so important. You just got to be scratching, clawing for that 1 or 2 sale bump every single day. Okay. Priyanka Patel. Right now I have brand approval to enter Vine program A+ content. I need to be brand registered through trademark. Correct. Do I need to set up a business entity like LLC or sole proprietor type that owns this trademark? Um, I've never set up a trademark under my personal name. That's a great question. I don't know. Um, I've only done trademarks through an LLC. That's something to look up. Yeah, I don't know. I personally would get an LLC. If you're going to get, if you're caring about a product that much that you're going to get A+ content, you're putting that, all that stuff in, you obviously think it's going to be a long-term game. So I get an LLC to make sure you're protecting yourself and have protection from anything that might go wrong in the business. Otherwise, everything's tied to your personal name, which can get a little hairy with personal assets. So I would start LLC, then get the trademark personally. But you can look in to get it under your personal name. I'm guessing you can, but I don't know. Priyanka Patel, saw your video on YouTube about getting trademark. What are the basic requirements they need for a trademark? Whatever you're trademarking, they just need proof that you have that product, essentially. It could be the logo file. It could be a website file. Um, yeah, that video is going to explain exactly what you need. I'm trying to trying to answer your question. I'm trying to go back through that video and my experience going through it. So that video is going to tell you more than I know on top of my head, without me taking 5 minutes of everybody's time trying to dig deep in my brain. Oscar Leon, of course, I'm not at this level yet, but I'm just curious. How do people like you handle PPC? You still run them, or your sales organic, maybe 50-50? So I'd say most of our sales are organic. It's probably 70-30 at this point, but it depends on the product. At the beginning, you're going to be probably 80-20 PPC dominated, and then you want to keep slowly shifting over as you start to rank. PPC, I still manage that weekly just because I enjoy it, which kind of a waste of my time. But it's really easy for me to run because we have all our keywords. We're kind of stuck in places that we should be. So it's pretty sustainable, where there's no like volatile changes or anything like that. I can just go through and kind of see results and get a little dopamine tick, or make a couple brand new campaigns just for fun, things like that. Brandon McCarthy, after I make a shipping plan, it gave me 3 Amazon warehouse locations. What do I tell my freight forwarder about this? Tell them they have to send to 3 locations. Anybody who sends into Amazon, they should be well aware of this, and it's pretty normal. So yeah, just give them the 3 addresses and they should be good to go. Dave Peters, product packaging for a brand owner on Amazon. Is this a must-add logo to packaging? Does not adding your brand name logo to your packaging cause trust validity to loss to customers? Yeah, I like to have a logo for any product packaging I do. I don't think it's a huge deal if you don't have a logo. Definitely want your brand name on there at minimum, but you can go get a $20 logo on for Fiverr, so might as well go do that. And you can always upgrade your logo later. That's why I trademark only my brand name and not my logo at first, because if the product works out, the brand works out, I'm going to go reinvest more money into my logo. So it's going to be updated anyways, because $20 logo gets you through, but eventually if you want to start branding, you want to have something a little bit more developed, I guess, a little bit more professional, high class, things like that. Tina Dang, hello Cameron. I'm in the process of waiting for my custom samples to arrive to my house. Is there anything else I need to do for the time being while waiting? Anything else to do in the time waiting? Yeah, if you have a good list of suppliers already, kind of established, then yeah, you're probably waiting. But if you think you might need more options for suppliers, this is the time to start reaching out to new ones to kind of bolster your list if you need backup plans. Other than that, you really can't be doing anything or I really personally don't do anything until I've actually ordered the product, like 30% down. Then it's go time of making the listing, photos, things like that. Also, is it normal to take almost 2 weeks for custom samples to be manufactured, or is that too long? No, that's pretty normal. So you're getting custom samples. They're literally stopping the line for you from other products being made to make a custom sample for you on the line. So 2 weeks is very healthy, and it's you should be happy they took the time to do that for you. It's definitely them going out of their way for you. So 2 weeks is totally normal. 2 weeks is, yeah, that's about what I expect for custom samples. Oscar Leon, LMAO, just received my first payout from Amazon, $48. This is the start of something big, guys. Hey, man, it's a start. At least get your first payout. That's beautiful, man. Most people don't make it to where you're at. So big props to you, and I guarantee they'll keep getting better if you keep working. Dave Peters, hey, Cameron, I think I need to speak with an accountant to help with my bookkeeping and figures. Would you suggest sourcing one from Upwork? Yeah, or finding one local. I like to find a local one so I can call them on the phone and things like that. Just don't overpay for this kind of stuff. It's especially when you're first starting. You don't want to spend $1,000 a month on accounting, bookkeeping stuff when you have like 3 sales to your name or no sales to your name yet. So I don't even do bookkeeping until I start making a good amount of sales for my product. And then most bookkeepers, because I have like, I don't know, like 300, not even like say 100 transactions for the last 9 months, they can reconcile that within like, a couple days if I come to them late. So don't have a bookkeeping service until things are consistent. That's my personal input, but do what you want, whatever you're comfortable there. Stephen Fu, hey Cameron, thanks for the advice you give out in these videos. You're welcome, Stephen. I'm a new seller. I'm from Australia, but haven't launched yet. Waiting for my own product packaging to come in and then send to US. I've got a question related to Amazon's relating to having ASINs on different marketplaces. I want to mainly sell in the US market as it's bigger, and then US, Canada ASINs are the same. If I want to sell an item on the US marketplace and edit the listings there, will the listing reflect the changes in a different marketplace? No, they should not. For example, Australian marketplace, or do you have to individually update each listing? You should have to individually update each listing. There's some errors where sometimes it will update everything, but you don't want that, and you want to fix that by hitting up support. Would this be applicable if I sold in the UK marketplace? Because I've also noticed that UK marketplaces have the same FNQs for France, Germany. Yeah, you should be able to, because you can literally in your top tab there switch between marketplaces, and that's how you dictate which marketplace you're updating. Brandon McCarthy, do I tell my inspection company to come in the same day my products finish production? Yes, if possible, absolutely. Oscar Leon, if we see in the keyword tracker that we're going down instead of up in our keyword rankings, what should we do? Reviews, external traffic, what else? What do you personally do? So I kind of evaluate what's going on. I usually don't panic if I see just a 1 day down, 2 day down. I kind of want to look at it from like a week range, because it's when you're new, you're very volatile. Amazon's trying to place you, could be at 10 one day, could be at 30 the next, then at 20 the next day. So if it's very volatile, I would just kind of ignore and just keep making the best decisions possible that you think. But if we keep going down, that means something changes. Our sales going down. What's our conversion rate looking like? Is there any new competitors entering the field? What are the price points looking at? And then, you can kind of look from there. If conversion rate's low, you need to fix that. Once conversion rate's healthy, hopefully over 10%, then you could start driving external traffic. But yeah, any of those things are good to do regardless of your keyword rankings. So trying these things out would be great to do. Ian Donnie, what does this mean? You must have at least 15 A+ content project submissions and approved status within the past 12 months. I've not launched my product yet, but have been approved for brand registry. So this is A++ content. So premium A+, used to be a paid only, invite only program. This just means you get more flexibility, more options when making A+ content. So what they're doing is they're opening this to the public. So essentially you can hit that little learn more about premium A+ to learn more about it, but you can have videos on your listing. You can have a lot more stuff on your A+ content than just regular A+ content. It's just saying that you just have regular A+ content right now, and to get premium and to have access to it, you need those credentials. Okay, Anka Redulian. Hi, I'm trying to understand the process of brand approval and how this works. I've looked at different sellers on Amazon that are selling similar product that I would like to sell, and they're listing the product under their brand name. However, I actually order their product to understand where they have the brand name affixed, and neither product nor the packaging have the brand name. My question is, how do they get brand approval if their product doesn't have the brand name permanently affixed? It is the case that they've gotten the brand approval for another item in the same category and now are using the different items. Yes, that's one option, Anka. They also could just got a customized sample, use that right away. They could have just gotten packaging made at their local FedEx or the packaging store and just using those to get through. And they also could have got a box, gotten their logo stamped on there and used that to get through, or it's from another branded product in that same line. So those are all things you could do yourself too to get through. Because they don't really check stuff in inventory. They might do that in the future, but I recommend anybody get custom packaging too if they plan on selling long term. So that shouldn't be a big issue if you're doing everything right. Dave Peters, what if I was hit with an unexpected fee way over the amount I thought the fee would be, but I need to pay? Would you recommend paying half from my own personal pocket, then let the rest be payable from profits I would make from selling my product? Yeah, you just make an infusion, right? That was pretty common when we first started. You just make a personal infusion. What do we do to keep accounting very clean is we would just we'd link our personal to our business accounts, bank accounts is what I'm talking about here. And then we would just transfer money over when we needed it and keep that really clean as far as like what the purpose of that money was. Because you can actually talk to your accountant about this because I'm not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, so I can't give you any advice here. But what we did is we made them every infusion from our personal into our business, we made them promissory notes, which is essentially when we made a loan to ourselves. From our business took a loan from our personal selves so that when we took money out of the business, it was a payment out and it actually wouldn't be seen as profits. But I could be getting that confused too. No, that sounds right, but don't take my words for it. Take it from an accountant. That's just personally what we did to make sure that everything was clean. Dave Peters, based on your experience with 3PLs, is it a good investment in terms of not being charged a whole lot of fees by Amazon? Storing your products in 3PL until ready to restock an Amazon warehouse. Yes, I do like 3PLs. We use one personally. Yes, it's much cheaper than Q4. It's pretty competitive during Q1 to Q3, so it's not a big change there, but Q4 it's huge. And I like to run lean when possible, and I like to have backup inventory as well, just in case something goes wrong in China or our manufacturer. Basically, I want to send half or more of half of my products to 3PL, keep limited stock at Amazon warehouse. Then when I'm running low, send back to Amazon. Yep, I think that's a great idea, Dave. If you live in the States too, what I would do personally, bootstrapping the business, I would, get a storage unit or put them in your garage or put them in your closet, any extra goods, and send them in yourself. Oscar, holy crap, dude. I've been selling 2 to 3 units per day. 1 week ago, I was selling 1 to 2 per day. Thank you so much for these lives, man. You have no clue how useful they have been. Can't wait to join your program. Oscar, I'm happy for you, man. You've been showing up week in and week out. So I know you've been putting in the work. Mad respect, man. I'm happy for you. And 2 to 3 units per day. I know that's just the start, man, but it's something to be really, really proud of, man. That's awesome. All right. Let's go to the chat. Okay. Picos, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Taylor Xavier Handmade. So I got the a la carte black box only. Should I just gotten the full month? You can upgrade later. That's up to you. If black box is doing everything for you right now, you really don't need anything else until you're ready to start selling, like keyword research. Actually, I love using Magnet and Cerebro for product research. So if you're using any of my videos that kind of do that, then kind of make the decision on your own to upgrade. Can you tell us more about the Scribbles tool? Scribbles tool, where are we at? Scribbles, lifting optimizer. So I got Scribbles and Listing Builder kind of mixed up here, but essentially Scribbles, you copy and paste, or you can add from list here. So if we do this, okay, essentially we have a list over here. Put this over here, copy, paste. So it's pretty much telling you right here how many bytes you have left, everything like that. And then it should actually let's hit apply here. Yeah, there we go. So it's telling you what words you've used so far, right? In order. So essentially it's letting you know like, oh, I haven't included juicer yet in my listing, right? So you can put juicer in here and that gets crossed out, right? So we can make this lime juicer. Okay, so this is a little bit more simpler of a tool, where if we go to Listing Builder, it's a little bit more intense. So if we go edit one, or you can add one here. So it's saying they're using AI here, beta. So it's pretty much taking the keywords from your list, or you can pull things from Cerebro from another product and it's trying to write these for you, right? So sports pet designs, large pop open kettle. So this is a good way too, just to kind of get some ideas flowing. Obviously, I wouldn't just throw this stuff up here yourself. I'm very particular in my title. This title's awful in my opinion, but at least you know what keywords are coming on, and you got something to build off of here. So that's the difference between the two. Is one is kind of trying to write for you. The other one is more of a tool to check your work essentially. So hopefully that gives you some insight. Let's see here. Romaine Hudson. For PPC to be effective, is running a broad and phrase together than the info from these campaigns put in an exact campaign? Yes, that's what I do. Also, while the broad and phrase are running, can I also run an auto? Yes, so I like to run auto, broad, phrase being the most important. Auto and broad bids are pretty low, budget's pretty low, and then things get moved into exact. Yeah, I'm messing with a few other strategies. A couple sellers do things a little differently, but that's what I've been using for years now, and what I still do currently. Salim, watching from Algeria. Nice, man. Welcome in. Joe, hi, Cameron. And for a test order, how many units should I get? Depends on the market, depends on your budget. When I think test order, I think 100 to 200 units. For a first order, I think 200 to 500 units, something there. Matt, for brand registry, can I give them my trademark number thing that USPTO gives when you file, and then I can blah, blah, blah. When you file, and then can I get brand registry instantly, or do I have to actually wait for my trademark to get done? Yeah, so you just need the pending trademark number, and then you can just use that. So you don't have to get the trademark fully done there. So you should be good to go there. But that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, if you need Helium 10 discount codes down below. If you want to get in the Facebook group, get first dibs on Q&A questions, get all the PDFs, all the videos inside there. Make sure you guys join as well with the link down below. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you on the next one. See ya.